Good evening. I'm back for another stream. Second one of the day. I feel a little bit more energized this evening. I'm also gonna try out a little bit different screen layout. Can't quite decide what the right format is for like working on projects but streaming vertically. So we're gonna try this because when I look back at some of the videos, my screen was just too small. You can't see what I'm doing on the screen. So I'm gonna try this. This is basically half my desktop, and my desktop's blown up to like 125%. So I don't have a lot of real estate to work with myself, but my hope is it makes it a little bit more legible for people. So the first thing I thought I would do tonight is take care of a chore on one of my applications. I need to upgrade it to the latest version of .NET, and so I thought I might do that. Chivu, hey, what's up, Chivu? Is your last name really Vu, or is your last name really Vue, or do you do programming? Do you write Vue apps? Jade for Life, hi, how are you? Jade for Life, you just liked. I appreciate that. David Wells, how are you doing, David? Good to hear from you. Thank you guys for stopping into the chat and leaving a comment. Those are like the nicest opening salvos from multiple chatters ever on my YouTube. So that's really kind of you guys. Y'all have any big plans for your Thursday evening aside hanging out here or hanging out on YouTube? My plans are not very thrilling. I'm gonna hang out here and work on some code. I'm gonna drink some coffee, which I don't know if this counts as coffee. This is like a coffee flavored protein shake. It kind of counts. And yeah, that's what we're gonna do. So, and I've also got one of my subscribers sent me some Python code. It's like I don't know, it's like a few hundred line Python file, but it's a pretty interesting game. And he asked me if I could try to add a screen at the end of it so that it shows what level people got to and what score they had. So I'm gonna try to do that at some point, but I'm hoping he shows up in the chat before I do that. So I probably will wait a minute for that. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna upgrade one of my projects to the latest version of .NET. So it's something that needs to be done. Excuse me. Which it should be pretty simple. Microsoft makes this pretty easy to do. So we'll just say clone this repo, and then we'll cd into that guy. This is an app I wrote this app like it's a console app, but I wrote it like almost a year ago, almost 2 years ago now. It's on .NET 7, but I need to update it to go to .NET 9. So that's what I'm gonna do. And you guys are welcome to hang out with me and come along for the ride as I do this. See what all I break in the process. Actually, hold on. So I should probably git pull. And then I should also probably look at my submodules. I think this needs to be updated. Well, I guess no, because I cloned it, so it should be all up to date. So let's go ahead and create it. Actually, man, I've opened and closed this like 10 times. Let's go ahead and create a new branch. Feature. upgrade net 9. And we'll push that up. What's up, Evan? How you doing, Evan? Thanks for stopping in the chat, saying hi, man. That's super nice of you. What are you doing out and about this evening? Okay, so really the biggest thing, the way I always start upgrading a .NET project is I basically just go in the CSproj file and I change the target framework from whatever it is to 9 and write that out. And I'll do that for the main project as well. So that's the test project. I'll go in here and I'll change this to be net 9. Write that all out. Okay, and then I'll just usually quit out of here and I'll just make sure it still builds. Oops, if I could spell. .NET build source. Do I not even have a solution file for this thing? Oh wow, some of these have known vulnerabilities. Okay, so I broke something. Did it not clone my... Okay, so I've got some vulnerabilities I need to fix. But I also don't seem to have... I don't think I cloned... Yeah, I didn't clone my submodule. So how do I do that? Let's see. GitHub Copilot suggest. I guess I don't have that in here. So let's see. Let's see. I forget how to do this. Git pull submodules. Yeah, I want this. We want that guy. Still didn't pull it down. Maybe we want this guy. I know I've done this before, but I do it so infrequently. There we go. There we go. Okay, there we go. Now let's try to build. Let's see. Evan. Oh, you got a new job, Evan? Nice, dude. Nice, bro. That's awesome. What's the new job? Also, COD Killer. Hi, how are you doing? Are you really a COD killer, though? That's my question. Are you actually good at COD? Have you played the new season, the Reloaded season? Lobito, you forgot the 00010011. I wonder, what is that? Is that even anything in binary? Let's see. Binary. That's just binary for, hold on, let's see. Kim Wilson, I sent you $1,000. No, you didn't, Kim. You're full of it. Purple guy, it's me, William Afton. Purple guy, I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, William Afton. And Kim Wilson, if you send me $1,000, you might be able to put that $1,000 to better use than me. Libido. According to Claude, you put a binary string for the number 35 in the chat. Hey Evan, if you're still here, I'd love to know what your new job is, man. Okay, so we're now building successfully, which is wonderful. But we have some warnings, so we need to address those warnings. And I think we can address them just by updating our packages to the latest. So let's do that. And I usually use Visual Studio Code for this. There's my brother in the TikTok chat with the your mom comment again. No, your mom. No, my mom. No, your mom. What do you do if your mom is my mom? Yeah, I just like to use the GUI for this. So let's see. I don't want to update anything in the the lib. So let me load all package versions. So I don't care about this. I don't care about this, but I do care about all these. So I'm gonna update. I'm gonna update all these. Update all. Update all. Yeah. Well, that's kind of annoying. It resets the scroll every time I update one of these. That's really, really annoying. Update. 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 Hold on. I don't want to change this. I want to leave that as latest. I want to leave that as latest. Fluent assertions. I want to actually pin fluent assertions to a particular release. So I'm gonna do that manually. But I can update the rest of these guys. Let's see. Update. Update. Okay, cool. So all that did, basically, all this GUI does is it talks to NuGet, so it gets all the latest versions, and then all it does is when you click update, it just writes to your CSproj file. That's all it does. Love seeing you on here, bro. All this coding looks like a foreign language to me. Yeah, just, you know me, the good old streamer these days. Yeah. Let's see. Someone in my YouTube chat said I farted. Nice, Rendezvous Duck. I appreciate it. Nice. Thank you for commenting that. J90, let's see what you got. Yeah, right now I'm just updating a project to the latest version of .NET. So there's not a lot exciting happening here, J90. Evan, ice cream. Poise. So, Evan, your job is something to do with ice cream? Your new job is something to do with ice cream, Evan? And Rendezvous Duck, please take your flatulence elsewhere. We do not need that here. I'm sure somebody else would appreciate it much more than me. Okay, and then if you haven't heard, I don't know if you know anything about the .NET world, but if you haven't heard, there's a library in the .NET community called Fluent Assertions. And if you want to use a version of it higher than 7.1, you have to pay now. And it's kind of pricey. But you can just pin the version like this. You just put square brackets around it in your CSproj like that, and it pins it for you. Yeah. Yeah, I forget what they're charging. They're charging kind of quite a, let's see, Fluent Assertions, excuse me, license. Yeah, see, it says version 8 and beyond, you need a paid license. And the license is pretty expensive, like $129.95 for a license. $50 is even pretty expensive. I need to find an alternative for this package. Rendezvous Duck, I subbed for having a good humor. Oh yeah, man, I try to just, I mean, I'm not going to get tilted by anything you guys say. Let's see, Veritas 140. Okay, Veritas is just escalating. Evan, I work at an ice cream place. Nice. I'm actually super jealous, Evan. What's the name of the ice cream place? Our family's favorite ice cream place is Andy's. If you've ever heard of that, Andy's frozen custard. Like, my wife makes me run and get that like once or twice, it seems like, a week. Actually, that's probably a little over exaggerating. Maybe like 3 times a month or something like that. But they all enjoy the ice cream from there. It's very good. Hey Lane, what are you doing right now? Are you playing some NCAA 25? Did you put Miles to bed? Just hanging out on the TikToks? Okay, let's go back to what we were doing. I'm actually waiting around for a. J90 says, no, you did not just call custard ice cream. What are you talking about, J90? You don't think custard and you? What? Is this a hot debatable thing? Custard is not ice cream? What are you talking about? I mean, custard has a lot of egg yolk in it, but like, why don't you think it's ice cream, J90? I don't understand. See, Evan. I don't know. I forgot. Evan, you forgot the name of the place you're working at? What are you talking about, Evan? That's very. You should probably commit that one to memory, bro. Okay, let's right quit all that. .NET build. I'm hoping all the warnings goes away and this builds successfully. When I was about to start gaming, yeah, I'm just scrolling little guys down for the count. Nice, yeah. Start the gaming. Let's go. Looks like I've got some warnings now from XUnit. I need to go through and fix these. Lane, me and Cal were playing Fortnite and Call of Duty earlier tonight. Just wait till Smiles gets up there. You guys can start gaming together. That'll be a blast. You can hang half 100 on him in NCAA. Let's see. Let's see. Sorbet is closer to ice cream, not custard. What? I don't think I agree with that, J90. Evan, are you coding? I am. I'm working on a small, or what I'm doing right now is I'm upgrading a project. So I have a project that's on an older version of .NET, which is it's a runtime for a Microsoft provided runtime for building applications, and I'm upgrading this app to the latest version that just came out this past fall. I'm also gonna work on one of my subscribers. His name's Kajani Adventures. He sent me some Python code. It's a game, and he wants me to try to add something to it. So I might work on that too. Techno Creeper, I never post but have 2 subs. Good for you, Techno Creeper. I mean, even having 1 sub is something to celebrate, man. Sunny Bunny says, what terminal is that? This is PowerShell. I primarily develop on Windows machines. I have a Mac. I have a very old, actually it's right down here. I have a very old MacBook Pro that I use occasionally to do things with, but it doesn't hold a charge really anymore. So it has to be plugged in to use it. I would love to get a new MacBook, but man, the prices on those suckers, Jesus Christ. It's unbelievable. So I primarily develop on a Windows machine, and this is PowerShell, and I prettified it with if you're familiar with like OhmyZSH, there's a similar version of that for PowerShell. It's called OhmyPosh, and it just lets you make your terminal look nice, and you can do all kinds of cool stuff with it. Let's see, I missed a couple chats in here. Oh, Lane says, imagine family get-togethers where we set up a whole gaming. Oh yeah, bro. Oh yeah. I mean, look at when we come visit. Like when we come visit you guys, we bring 2 monitors, 2 Xboxes. Like it's only gonna grow from there. That's like my favorite. That's like one of my favorite things to look forward to is like at family functions. It will be like, hey, okay, we've done all the family stuff. Now let's retreat to the gaming center. You know, that'll be a lot of fun. Let's see. Sanjay. Sorry, Sanjay. I wasn't ignoring you. I saw you said hi a couple times and I just missed it. Good to see you, Sanjay. Sanjay actually recommended to me, guys, if you're into drawing, Sanjay recommended this YouTube channel called... I subbed to it and I watched one of their videos earlier today. It's called Cartooning Club. But if you like to draw, it's sort of like you can follow along. It's pretty cool. Pretty awesome. But I just wanted to throw that out because Sanjay was the one that recommended it to me. Stefan, what's up, Stefan? Stefan said that Stefan always calls me Steve. And I told him that there's only a few people actually in my life that actually refer to me as Steve. My brother calls me Steve. And some of my friends from high school still call me Steve. But Stefan says that we have names of kings, which I'm cool with that. I'm totally cool with that. Although, did anybody see that Donald Trump referred to himself as a king yesterday? That was not cool. Let's see. J90. I have a whole Flutter live streaming app code you can have fun with if you want. I know nothing about Flutter, so I would be lost. Lane asked me on TikTok, you teaching your boys to code? I 100% will teach them to code. I actually, me and Cal tried to do, there's a subscription service called CodaKid, I think is the name of it. Yeah, this CodaKid. We actually signed up for this service, and we tried to work on a course that was about building Minecraft mods. But I think the feedback loop was way too long. Like the feedback loop between like writing code and seeing the results of that in the game was just too far apart, and I think it didn't grab his attention. So I think the next thing I want to try is doing some sort of game development, but do it in the browser so he can see it like in real time. Or I guess not real time, but there's a quicker feedback loop, right? So maybe that will like engage him more. I think that feedback loop's just really important, right? The tighter that loop is between like you make a change and you see the outcome, I think the more engaging it is. Actually, Cal helped me build this. Yeah, I think game development's a good way to like get kids into it, right? It's they can't really understand the power of being able to code as it relates to other things. Actually, Cal did help me make this though. So when he was I think he was in kindergarten or first grade when we built this, he was having to do these things called number bonds. That was like, it was supposed to help him with like his subtraction and his addition. And so me and him worked on this. He would tell me like what to build and I would build it. So basically the whole idea here is it randomly generates these number bonds. And so like you have a 4 and a 1, and so you're supposed to enter 5 up here. And then if you submit it and you get it right, it goes ding ding. And if you submit it and get it wrong, it goes meh. And it has different difficulty levels. Like this one was his idea, the impossible difficulty level. It generates like crazy large numbers. That was Cal's idea. Um, but yeah, this was a fun project to do with him. Let's see. Sanjay says, "When did you start the live, LO?" I just started it like 25 minutes ago, so we haven't been going for very long. Boston Sports Cards. I'm sorry I missed your other stream. I'm here though. How are you doing today? No worries, Boston Sports Cards. Don't even worry about it. If you can make it, great. If not, no worries. Celtics play tonight, right? Boston Sports Cards. Looks like they won. Man, that game, they ran that game up. Nice. So you're having a good night, Boston Sports Cards. Your team won. Settling into the YouTubes for the evening. It's a good day for you, man. Okay, so let's go back. I need to fix some of these warnings. Because I've got some warnings here when I build. And I think it's just because I upgraded. So it's only in my test project. .NET build. Oh no, I don't have any warnings. Nice. Is that right? .NET build? I thought there were some warnings. Okay, nope. Okay, cool. So I think that was it, right? That was all I wanted to do is just upgrade this. Oh, I also need to upgrade some of the other... I also need to update some of the other things. So, let's see. I need to update the README because the README says that it uses .NET 7, I think is what it says. Let's see. .NET 7. Yeah, we need to change that. And if you didn't know, in NeoVim, this is how you do search and replace. So you say command %s / and then you type what you want to replace, which in this case was .NET 7, .NET 7. Why can't I see it? Is it because it's... let's see. %s .NET 7 space 7. And then you go like this, and then you type .NET 8. Okay, so that's replaced there. And then I also need to update my GitHub workflows because they all use .NET 7. Boston Sports Cards. Jason Tatum had a triple-double. Nice. Yeah. He killed it. Sanjay, so what are you working on? I'm working on updating this project to the latest version of .NET. So I have this. I can show you the project if that helps. So if I go to GitHub, it's kind of buried because I haven't used it or worked on it in a while. I wrote it actually as part of a hackathon. Let's see. So it's called Azure, or it's called OnSpring to Azure AD Syncer, and basically all it does is it takes data from one system and it syncs it to another. It's just a small console app, and it solves a problem that's related to what I do for work. But it was kind of a side project that I built. But it's had some downloads. Like, I guess I don't have the download count on here, but it's had some downloads. But I keep it up to date in case people want to use it. So that's what I'm doing, is just updating it. My brother, hey, Boston Sports Cards. My brother says that Jason Tatum might be a little overrated. My brother's in my TikTok stream. That's why you can't see his comment, Boston Sports Card. Evan says, I have a funny story today. Inside my tech ed class, I couldn't figure out anything. So my friend did all my work. I feel bad, so I'm going to get him a box of Legos because he likes collecting them. I feel like that's an equivalent trade, right? I mean, do all of somebody's work in school, and then you get a box of Legos. Although you should probably go and do some studying, right? Because you should probably figure out that stuff that you didn't know. Honestly, Lane, I don't watch enough NBA though to know if Jason Tatum's actually overrated. So I'm just gonna have to take your word for it. Boston is the most overrated sports town of all time. Damn, my brother is like in here hitting hard. Hey Lane, Boston Sports Card wants to know who's your favorite basketball player. Did I miss any? I don't think I missed anybody else in the YouTube comments. I'm trying the best to make sure I keep up with all your guys' comments. I don't want to leave any of you hanging. He hasn't answered yet, Boston Sports Card. I just asked him. he said you're going to destroy him for this, Boston Sports Cards. But his favorite player is Luka Doncic. Or I don't know how you pronounce that. Luka Doncic, or something like that. The guy that just got traded. Oh, it's pronounced Don Chick. Okay. Yeah, meaning Luka. Yeah. Lane. He said, "Okay, Mr. 13 points on 5 for 27 shooting." I don't know, man. I think he knows what he's. I think Boston Sports Cards onto something here. That's hilarious. Expla. I think that's what your username is. You said bros hacking the federal government. No, I am not. I'm not hacking the federal government. Nor I do not have the skills nor the knowledge. Sanjay, you drew anything? I have not. I just watched one of their videos to kind of get a feel for what that cartooning club channel's like. And I like it. Just kidding, no hard feelings. Yeah, man. You can rag on my brother all you want. I rag on him. I've ragged on him for the last 28 years of his life. But he gives it just as good as he receives it. Sanjay says you drew anything. I have not drew anything. But I can share with you, Sanjay, this is the channel. Like I said, I think it's a channel that's really meant for kids, but it's called Directed Drawing. This is the one I usually use. Is this Art for Kids Hub? My son introduced this to me. I guess he did this in art class at school. But they have some fun, like, follow along drawings. I've done a couple of them. Let's see if I can actually find. I bet I can find some of those that I have done in the past. I've actually been super impressed with my ability to follow along. Tell them there's a reason they are playing the NHL championship thing in Boston tonight. Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't sound like a very overrated sports town to me, huh? Let's see. Sanjay, you said you've seen that? Oh, okay, you've seen that before. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's the channel I've used. Let me see if I can find one that I've done. I mean, it's not like earth-shattering. Like, I don't want to say like I'm the next Picasso, but for someone who is admittedly not, like, here's the Grinch. I did the Grinch, which was kind of fun. This was fun. That was kind of fun to do. And I was like, I just draw on my iPad too. That's how I do all the drawing. Oh yeah, for sure, Sanjay. Yeah, I figure you give me a good recommendation, maybe I can give you a good recommendation back. I'm sure you're a far more sophisticated artist than I am. Um, the one I did that was kind of my favorite that I did was Knuckles from the Sonic movies. See if I can find that. It didn't quite turn out right, but God, all this was so long ago when I did these. Yeah, here. Okay, so here was one. Here was Knuckles. This was a good one. I know I'm supposed to be coding here, and I'm showing you pictures of drawing, but so that's Knuckles. And then I promise I'll get back to the coding related stuff. This was another Christmas related one. This was The Mandalorian. The background's just, I just stitched that on there. But the Mandalorian and baby, what's his name? Grogu? Yeah, Grogu. And the other one I did. Now I'm just showing off. They're not particularly good, but I was really proud when I did them. I'm not the most artistic guy. And then I did this little like Grim Reaper one. It's kind of cool. This one actually could make like a cool little character and for some of my content, right? Like a little mascot. Grim Reaper mascot. Hunter, hey, what's up, man? I just saw you come in here. Warren Can. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna spell that backwards. Warren Can, so get out of here. Boston Sports Card says Lakers are only good because of Lapuki. Let's see. No, not Goku. Groku, right? That's the little baby Yoda. That's his name, right? Baby Yoda. I mean, that's what everyone was calling him, was Baby Yoda, but his real name is Grogu. Sorry, I was pronouncing wrong. Grogu. Oh, Boston Sports Cards. He said his favorite basketball team is the Dallas Mavs. Sanjay, I do have an Instagram, but I don't post much on it. If you can search for it at you can just go to Instagram and search for my name, Steven.Freeborn, I think. Well, I probably shouldn't be doxing people on my stream there. Let's see. Yeah, if you just search for Steven.Freeborn, I don't really post much on here though anymore. Like my last post I think was 2 years ago. 3 years ago now at this point, January 2022. But you're welcome to go check it out if you want. Okay, back to this thing. We're editing. Where was I? So I was just going through here and making sure that all these are up to date. This should be V4. V4. This should be V4. This is just one of those chores you gotta do, you know? V4. Does CodeCov have a V4? Let's see. CodeCov. Action. V4. GitHub. Oh, they actually have a V5. Okay. Well, that's fine. Let's see. Okay, so that should be everything there. Obviously, I'm sure there's something I'll forget here, and I'll end up breaking my pipeline. And then we need to update this guy. this needs to be 9. He's got all the girls on Insta. No, I did not. I didn't mean to put that person's picture on blast right on my stream. I need to remember not to do stuff like that when I'm streaming. See, 9. Can bump all these actions to 4. This is gonna be 9, 4, 9. Okay, this has to be changed, so this doesn't work anymore. Change all is not an option. Remove that. Okay, cool. So I think we've got all those updated. Forgot how involved this this workflow of mine was. Okay, let's do a quick grep search for net 7 or just 7. That's the change log. Okay, cool. Right, quit all. We'll get status. Open up I'm gonna open this in VS Code for a second. Sanjay, I'll send you my drawings. Nice, yeah, man. Send them over. I'd love to take a look at them, man. I can show them on stream too if you want me to. Boston Sports Cards, ask your brother to come to YouTube. Yeah, he just left the TikTok stream. I'll tell him. I'll send him a text. Sanjay, I followed. Hey, I appreciate that, man. Luther Marshall, what is the stuff on the screen? Yeah, it's code. It's not. I guess it's not so much code as it is. That was YAML for a GitHub Actions workflow that I'm trying to update. Luther Marshall, Boston, how does coding work? Yeah, Luther, hey man, we're chilling in here. Don't bring the heat on anybody. Boston Sports Cards likes to hang out. And we are on the same page. I know that Boston Sports Cards isn't real deep into code, but we just hang out and chat. So if you want to talk about sports, you want to talk about lifting weights, coding, programming, it's all on the table for chatting. But I make time to chat while I work on stuff, right? So it's kind of that way. It's still kind of a nice, productive use of time. Not that talking to you guys isn't productive, but it's just if I'm sitting here already working on something, might as well like kind of co-work with you guys. Okay. Excuse me. I think we can open up a pull request. I think I took care of everything I needed to. So let's do git add, git commit, upgrade to .NET 9. Push that up. And then GHPR create. Actually, hold on. Before we do that, let's do GH issue list. Yeah, so GHPR create. Yeah, we can use that as the title. And then we'll just say this closes number 14. Submit. And this should kick off some checks. So hopefully these all pass. If I did everything right, it should all pass. Let's see. Sanjay, I sent it to you. Okay, nice. Does your brother got beef because the Celtics beat the Mavs? Probably. I don't know what my brother's beef is with Boston the Boston sports scene. I'll ask him next time I see him in the stream. I'll ask him. But if I had to guess, that's probably why it is, because they beat the Mavs. Me and my brother did in high school, we were in a TV productions class, and we both did sports broadcasting. And we had like I bet 100%, I bet I can still find a YouTube video of it. Let me see. YouTube. I don't know if there'll be one of me, but I'll bet there's one of my brother. Jet 14 sports broadcast. Hold on. Jet 14 YouTube. Joplin, maybe? Joplin? Oh, Jet. Maybe it's Jet HD. Yeah, so this is where we grew up, was in Joplin. There's a TV productions in the high school. They have like a really like highfalutin TV productions setup, and we were both in classes for sports broadcast. Let's see. I bet it's some of the oldest content on here. I'll bet. Yeah, here you go. This is so we were part of this show called Sports Talk Around the Clock, and basically it was a sports broadcast show that you would get on, and you'd have to have opinions and offer. So we both are rather opinionated when it comes to sports. Luther Marshall suggesting that we should get rid of to save money because a defense company would be more effective. What do you think, Luther? I just don't agree with that at all. I think the United States military is one of the most effective and awe-inspiring organizations. So I would not be in favor of dismantling the U.S. military. Richard says, hola, muy bien. Hey, Richard, how are you? Luther Marshall, how do you know that it's going to pass? Well, I'm just hoping it should pass. Because all I did was I just upgraded the .NET versions. So theoretically, hopefully, there should be no breaking changes. But if something broke because I messed something up, my tests will tell me. So that's why you have tests, so that you know when you break things. Let's see. Boston Sports Card says cool. Luke Marsh says 13. Yeah, it's from 13 years ago. Yeah, so my brother's 28 and I'm 32. But yeah, I just was like I just wanted to kind of show, because this is what we spent some of our we've both been into sports for a very long time. Played them, participated in them. But this class kind of having to participate in this class made us develop the ability to have very strong opinions, I feel like, on all things sports related. Okay, so I broke something. So let's go see what I broke. Let's see. And it may not be anything actually in my code. It could just be something with my workflows that are screwed up. Okay, let's see. Checkout repository. I don't even know why this is erroring. It says it errored trying to check out the repo. Failed with... Huh. A couple of days back, this action stopped working. Oh, this is super old. Yeah, so this wasn't anything I did. That's literally just, let's see. It's something to do with GitHub. Let's see. General workflow permissions allow GitHub Actions to create and approve pull requests. Let's see if that fixes it. Hold on. Let me go into my settings. This is the nature of the beast. It's always something. Settings, actions, general. I wonder if my secret is just expired. I have an access token that it uses to check the repo out. I wonder if that just expired. Let's see. Boston Sports Cards, is your brother coming to YouTube? I don't think he is. He's not on TikTok anymore. I don't see him, so. Evan, see you, man. Good luck with your ice cream job, Evan. Sanjay, so like there's an error. Yeah. So there's an error somewhere, and now I have to figure out why the error's there. Yeah, it's always something. I think it has something to do with the permissions. So what I'm gonna do is, I think I'm gonna set up a new access token. Let's see. Well, actually, that may not be it. So hold on. Let's see. Let's open up that workflow. Okay, so now I'm just live troubleshooting something. So forgive me if I lose track of you for a second here. Okay, let's update that to 4. So this actions PAT I think might be expired. I think that might be what's going on. Oh, my brother's here now. My brother went to YouTube. That's hilarious. Shelby, it's the chill music for me. Yeah, my brother's wife is on the TikTok stream. Yeah, it's like Shelby. It's lo-fi music, It's from this website called Lo-Fi Generator. It's algorithmically generated music, so it doesn't get like copyright strikes against it. But it's kind of good music to hang and chill. Now, you really asked for it now, Boston Sports Cards. My brother's a talker. He'll go shot for shot with you. So I'll let you guys go there. Luther Marshall, what if a defense company could do what the military does but better and cheaper? Yeah, I don't care for the idea of somebody having a standing army that's a for-profit entity. I don't know. That seems like a bad mix to me, Luther. But just one random guy on YouTube's opinion, you know. Okay, so what do I think is going on here? I think the personal access token is expired. So let me go and just create a new one. What's weird is I don't even see a actions token for this, so I don't even know where this is coming from. We put BTA versus the Mavs in the finals. Yeah, that's funny. Let's see. Hey Lane, I don't know if you were here. Hey Austin, what's happening on the screen? So if you're just stopping in the middle of this, I'm trying to update my yeah, it's coding. So I'm trying to update a project of mine to the latest version of .NET, and what you're seeing on the screen right now is a GitHub Actions workflow. And I'm just trying to update the workflow so that it builds my application properly. So that's what I'm doing. I do have some subscriber code. I have a subscriber that sent me some Python code that he asked me to take a look at, and so I was planning on doing that tonight, but he's not here. It looks like in the chat, so I think he'd kind of enjoy being here when we look at it. So I might hold off on that. But otherwise, Austin, we're just hanging out and chatting, so feel free to chill with us. Luther, was I in the military? No, I was not in the military. I have some family members who served, but have not served myself. Hey Lane, I don't know if you were here earlier, but I showed these people. I showed them like a really old video from Jet 14 when you did. I mean, I did it too, but when you were doing where's my history here? When you did sports talk around the clock. You recognize that guy? I don't know if you saw this earlier, but somebody said that says it's from 13 years ago. I was like, yep, it's a long time ago. Okay, let's focus here. I need to get this action token updated, and then I'll re-push up. Did my phone just vibrate? Lane says still yapping back then too. Yeah. Yeah, I told him that's kind of that's where we learn to develop our very strong opinions. Luther. Yeah, the Wagner group, I don't think I want our military to aspire to be like the Wagner group, bro. I mean, that just, again, it's just one guy's opinion, but I mean, you're entitled to yours as well. Luther, how long have you been a coder? I've been writing code and learning how to program since seriously since like 2021. I took programming 1 and programming 2 in college, so that would have been my senior year of college. That would have been 2014, 2015, and then I dabbled a little bit in a Duke course in like 2018ish, but then I got serious about it when my oldest kid started elementary school, which was about 2021. And I'm not the greatest at it, but I enjoy it, and it's fun, and it challenges me, so I keep up with it. It's good to have hobbies, and it has helped me at work too. I use it at work. The ability to code and program, so it's come in handy there. I'm gonna generate a new token. It's already out. Luka Doncic's already out. Yeah. Okay, I think that should be good. Let's call this OnSpring Azure AD Syncer GitHub Actions. So we will generate that, copy it, update this guy. Okay, and then let's try to push this again. So git add, git commit, m, fix, use proper action version, and push that up. So this should trigger another set of checks. So we'll let those run. Lane and Boston Sports Cards have taken over my YouTube chat. Thank you all for hanging out here with me. I appreciate it. Oh yeah, sorry Sanjay. I forgot about that. Let me pull those up. Let's see. I see your follow. Nice. Let's see. Can you see messages on here, I guess? Let's see. Not now. Oh, nice. Those are really nice, Sanjay. Let's see. Yeah, I'm sure chat wants to see. That one's sick, Sanjay. That's very cool. I just draw on my iPad. You're doing with this pencil and paper. That's very impressive, man. Let's see, you got a couple more in here too, don't you? This one, I can't tell. That one looks like I'm looking at it not in the right orientation, but it's like a chainsaw head. It's like a guy with a chainsaw on its head. That's pretty cool. And then, oh, this one, yeah, this one's delightful. Just a little frog. Very cool, Sanjay. You're obviously a very talented artist, man. That's awesome. Lane says, my bad, coders. I'm just killing time while you fix. No, man. Yeah, dude. Yeah, chat it up. It looks like I might have fixed my problem though here. I'm getting green check marks. That's a good sign. That's basically how you learn to code. You just go for the green check marks. The more green check marks, the better. if there's a lot of red on the screen, then it means that things are not going well. Okay, cool. So that okay, so now we've got to merge this. So when I do when I merge this in, this should actually publish a new version of my app. So we'll create a merge commit. Yes. And then now we need to see if the publishing action actually works. So let's watch that in real time because it's very exciting. I appreciate you guys bearing with me. I really didn't have much of a plan this evening for the stream other than to hang out. Let's see if this works. So it has a couple different steps, which this is too tiny for you to see. But basically it runs my tests again. It publishes the test coverage. It versions the app, so it like bumps the version to like version 2 or version 3 or whatever. And then it publishes it to GitHub. Excuse me. Oh, goodness. I'm going to fall down here. So I'm looking up Java, Python, and Superscript. Which one should I start learning? Let's see. Luther. I don't know what Superscript is. I know what the other two are. Superscript. Is that an actual programming language, Superscript? Yeah, I've not heard of that. I would honestly tell you, Luther, I would probably, if I had to pick between Java and Python, well, I guess, Luther, I should ask, do you know any code at all? Have you done any coding to begin with at all? Luther Marshall, is that a Hellrider? Very nifty. Yeah, Luther, you're talking about the pictures, yeah, Sanjay's pictures, yeah, they're very cool pictures. Okay, let's see. My version command failed. Why did it fail? Oh yeah, this is something I have to do. I forgot about this. Yep. Pull. Yeah, it's already up. Okay, so let's see. This is something I have to do because I have branch protections. No, I don't want to rename the branch, but I want to change my protection rules. Okay, so I need to rerun this action. Okay. So actions, run. I think this should work now. It basically failed because I have some protection rules that say I can't push to the main branch without a PR, which doesn't really work well with CI/CD pipelines. The way you get around it is you either turn off the branch protection rules or you have to create like a fake user account that's like your little bot and make your bot do the pushing domain, which is kind of a headache. So let's see. Sanjay says the Chainsaw Man is from an anime. Oh, okay, very cool, Sanjay. Boston Sports Cards, my brother. Yeah, he may have left. Yeah, he said he was gonna go play some video games, so that might be what he went to go do. Let's see. He was mad that Peyton Pritchard had more points than Luka Doncic. Luther Marshall. I've also heard about Google Code. Yeah, I don't know what Google Code is, Luther. I mean, I guess if you've never done any coding before, I would probably recommend starting with something like Python. Shit that, you know, it's friendly. What I would recommend if you're interested in coding is I'd recommend going to Free Code Camp. I don't know if you've ever heard of them. That's kind of where I push everyone to if they're wanting to learn to code. They have a lot of different curriculums you can do. I've done a ton of these. I've done the responsive web design, the algorithm and data structures, almost all of their curriculum I've done, just about. And I think this is a really great place to start if you're interested in learning to code. All right, now my version worked and it's publishing. See, these are fine. Oh, we do have some warnings. Cannot convert null literal to non-nullable reference type. So I do need to fix these warnings. But I'll do that another day. We should have a new version though, a new version of the app out here somewhere. It's still building. Well, eventually we'll get a new version of the app published. Will you tell your brother thanks for coming on YouTube and I'm not being sarcastic? Of course, yeah, I'll let him know next time I see him. Let's see, I'm from a Mennonite community, which are Amish, except slightly more compromising. Don't even know what coding really is. Okay, Luther. All right, nice. I never talked to anybody that's lives in a Mennonite community. Is there a way to code on mobile? Actually, Sanjay, there is for sure. There's an app called Mimo, I think. Mimo, yeah, it's this one. This is a pretty good app. I've used this. I think it's free to some extent. There may be some bits of it that are paid. Yeah, so some bit of it are paid, but you can get started for free. This is the only thing I've used. There's also some apps that, like, I think Code Sandbox mobile. I think Code Sandbox has a mobile app. Hold on, that's not what I'm looking for. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Code Sandbox has a mobile app. But if you Google the App Store or the Google Play Store, there's a couple different apps that you can use on your mobile device. It's obviously not going to be the greatest, most awesome experience, right? But if you want to get started, right, that's all you have access to. You can definitely get started. I think Mimo would be good because if you're trying to learn, they have like actual lessons with feedback that you can do. Appreciate all you guys hanging out in the chat. It's been a pretty lively discussion tonight. God, this thing is still going. These publish commands are taking a long time. Well, Sanjay, which is the best one? Luther, of course, yeah, man. If you're interested in coding, that's where I'd start. Free Code Camp is great, and they have a great community. That's the wonderful thing about Free Code Camp is, they have an awesome Discord server, and they also have a wonderful community site. Let's see if I can find it. freecodecamp.org. They do. I will say, the one thing about their community is, yeah, it's their forum. They have a very active forum. So if you need help, you can log in here, post a question on whatever it is you need help with or whatever lesson you're struggling with. And there's tons of people in here that will be more than willing to offer advice, to give you hints. They do take their learning very seriously. So if you post a question here, they won't just give you the straight up answer. They'll try to kind of lead you to the answer, right? They'll try to they have a very they take their pedagogy very serious. They want you to actually do the learning. But yeah, they have a very active, very helpful community. Let's see, Sanjay. Okay, I'll start from Mimo. Yeah, give Mimo a shot, Sanjay. I think you might enjoy it. I know I enjoyed it. That's how I started learning how to write Python, was through Mimo. Boston Sports Cards. What time are you planning on ending the stream? Actually, I should be wrapping up here pretty soon. I like to do about an hour. That's good for me. Unless there's something that I really want to dig into. About an hour is good. Cream. What a username, guy. What a username. What should I bake? I'd probably do an apple pie, man. I'm guessing that question has like a double entendre to it, but I don't give a fuck. I'm just gonna pick apple pie. People in the YouTube comments are always trying to trip you up with questions. Boston Sports Cards. No. Yeah. No, yeah, I think an hour is usually good for me, man. King's Kid. Hello, how are you, man? Thanks for dropping a comment. Okay, it looks like did our thing finish here? Nope, it's still running. Okay, here we go. We're creating our release. We have our binaries. Awesome. Okay, so if I go to, let's see, if I go to releases, yep, here's our new release. Cool. I actually want to update this because I don't want this to have all. Get rid of all that. Oh God. Because that's all from prior releases. I can delete all this. Cool, so we officially updated this to the latest version of .NET. Alright, so we did that. Steven, I didn't know you had a... Yeah, I don't, but I just know how people are on YouTube. Oh no, you're not being controlling at all, man. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. An hour is usually where I kind of get to my, like I said, unless it's something like I'm hard working deep into some problem, you know. Like the other night, I think I streamed for like 4 hours because I got stuck on something. Oh, actually, before I go though, do you guys want to see that game that subscriber sent me? It's actually a pretty cool game. He asked me to add a feature to it, and I plan to add a feature to it, but I'd like to wait until he's hanging out with us. See you, Sanjay. Good luck on your exam, man. Thanks for hanging out. Hope it goes well. Oh, when's the next stream? I'll probably be on tomorrow. I'm trying to stream like at least once every day for about an hour or so. So I'll be around. Boston Sports Cards, yes. Sanjay, oh yeah. Yeah, if you guys want to, I'll show you before I wrap up. We can look at that game real quick. We can just play it a little bit, and then maybe we can revisit adding a feature to it on another stream when when Kajani. Let me see if I can find his YouTube channel so you guys can see who I'm talking about. I'm not really. I have a hard time finding people's YouTube channels. Kajani Adventures. Let's see, should be this just returns me YouTube videos, but I want to find a specific channel. Maybe if I go to my channel and then I replace the my with his @. Yeah, this guy. Kajani Adventure. So he's a subscriber of mine. Actually, I should probably subscribe to his channel. He's a subscriber of mine that's been hanging out in my streams. He's been super nice, and he sent me a game he built. I think he built it with some other guys, maybe some friends of his. And he asked me to see if I could add scorekeeping. Basically, at the end of the game, he wants to display the total score that they achieved and also the level they got to. And honestly, I don't write a ton of Python, and I don't even know much about the library he used to write the game, but I said that I would give it a shot. So here's the game. Let's, so it's just a single file. Let's activate my virtual environment. And let's take a look at the game. It's not, the file is super, you know, it's just a Python. It's a single Python file. Close. Just one long single Python file. I think it's like a few hundred lines of code. It looks like it's 300-ish show lines of code, but let's go ahead and run it. So we do Python main.py. And he's Finnish, I should say. He's from Finland. Let's see. Spasa Sports Card says, okay, thanks. I'll see the game and go. Almost same time as yesterday. Yeah, Sanjay. It'll be about those same times. Can you show mine because I made you a shout out video? But if not, I understand. If not, I understand. Yeah, of course. Yeah, I can show yours too. Spasa Sports Cards. I haven't actually seen the one you made. So yeah, I'm happy to look at it. So he's from Finland. So he told me, he said, don't worry about it. He said, don't worry if you can't understand the words, which I can't. And so what you do is you click spacebar to start the game. And then the idea is you're supposed to collect energy drinks. So this is your player. This is the player. This is the energy drink. And this is a cop. So the idea is you're supposed to jump onto these platforms and then collect the energy drink. And if you collect all the energy drinks, you pass the level. And it times you, like how fast you do the level, and then you basically just keep going until you screw up. And it works really well. So, oh, whoops, I ran out of time. There's a timer too, I think, on the levels. And then when the game's over, you can either quit out of it or you can restart. So I'll go ahead and restart. But so like you jump up, you hit the energy drink, that means you collected it, and then you go to the next level. I didn't even have to do anything that time. I just won. I didn't even have to jump. Okay, so you jump like that, and then you can jump up to the next level, and you collect them all. I think he has a small, like, off by one error, because I noticed sometimes I only collect, like, 2 if there's 3, and I still win the level. So here there's 4, so I need to get over to the other side. So you can jump up to this one, jump up here, and then you can actually go over the top to the other side like this. And now I'm trapped, I think. Yeah, I'm trapped. So it's gonna be game over for me because I can't get to those one. I can't get back over the top, and I can't get to the ones below. But that's the game. I mean, it's pretty impressive, considering, you know, he wrote it in Python. In just a few hundred lines of code. But the idea is he wants me to add a feature to this where on this screen, I think, it would display, like, you know, it would basically display, you got to level 1, and you collected 10 cans or something like that. So we'll do that at some point when he's in the chat. We'll take a look at it. I think to do it, it's a pretty small update to his code. There's like, I don't really know much about this Pi game library myself. Let's see. But there is a method down below here, the restart game method. So I think this method is what displays that restart screen that we see when the game's over. So I think if we can just modify this method to take in, let's add a to-do here. So to do, modify this function to accept the level and collected cans as an argument. Yeah. So then I think if I modify this function to accept those, then down here in his main game loop where he actually calls that function, where is it? Yeah, main. Here's the main game loop. So he's already keeping track of the collected cans, or the collected ES, and he's already keeping track of the level. So I think what we can do is we can just pass these in as parameters whenever he calls that restart game. He calls it in a couple different places. He calls it here, and then I think he calls it down here somewhere. But yeah, that's my plan. And then once I pass it into that function, I think I can just paint it onto the screen. But we'll see. That's my plan. Let's see. Sanjay left. See you, Sanjay. Boston Sports Cards. Steven, someone said they were going to sub to you in the comments of my video. Hey, that's awesome, man. We'll take a look at your video next. So yeah, that's that program is from Kajani Adventures. So that's who sent me that program. Obviously, you should not accept random code from people on the internet and run it on your machine unless you're very confident that you understand what the code does. If you're not confident what the code does, you should not run it on your machine. If you want to explore the code, you should open it in some sort of sandboxed virtual environment or something like that. Don't make a habit of accepting code from people on the internet and then running it on your machine, unless you feel confident in your ability to verify that it's not going to do anything malicious. I feel like I should say that. Okay, so let's quit out of here. So we'll come back to this at some point. And then we'll deactivate to get out of our virtual environment. Go back home. Sanjay, I subbed you, bro. I appreciate that, Sanjay. Thanks for subbing. Let's see. Boston, you are the best streamer. That's why I made it also because you're so nice. Yeah, I appreciate that, Boston Sports Card. So, oh yeah, you said you made a video. So let's see if we can find that. Because that's super nice of you. Boston Sports Cards. Yeah, this is you. Here we go. Oh, someone actually did just sub. That's awesome. Okay, so here's Boston Sports Cards. Actually, how do I make this smaller? There we go. And let's give Boston Sports Cards a sub. Appreciate you, man. And this is the video you made, right? Right here. Nice, dude. I appreciate that. I love it. Is Steph Curry a top five player of all time? Yeah, because I said my favorite player was probably Steph Curry. I love that, man. Yes. Can I interact with this? Maybe I can only do it on mobile. That's awesome, man. I appreciate that. That's really nice of you, man. Let's see. Did someone say? Oh, yeah, he did. He said he did. Nice. Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, I appreciate you guys for spending any time on my channel or watching any of my stuff. It's very kind of you. So it's very appreciated. I know how important our time is to us. So the fact that you guys would spend any of it watching a video I made or hanging out on one of my live streams, it's appreciated. So 100%. All right, I think that's gonna. I'm at a minute. I'm at an hour 30. So I think that's gonna do it for me. I'm gonna hop off here and go find something else to do. But I appreciate you guys sticking around, hanging out with me. Appreciate it. I'll be back tomorrow, or I'll see you in a video, or I'll see you in a short, or something like that. So hope you guys have a good rest of your Thursday, and hope you have an even better Friday.